You won't believe what happened at Angie Stone's memorial service. It was supposed to be a peaceful tribute, a chance for friends and family to honor the life of a legendary singer. But what actually happened left everyone in shock. A close friend of Angie, Roger Bradley, was set to speak at the event. His name was in the program not once, but twice. And yet, when his moment came, something unexpected took place. Let me tell you, this was not just a simple misunderstanding. This is where it gets interesting. The memorial service was held at First Nazareth Baptist Church in South Carolina. Fans, family, and friends gathered to celebrate Angie's life, and the event was live streamed so people around the world could witness the tribute. It was a long, emotional ceremony that lasted 4 hours. The atmosphere was filled with grief, love, and respect for Angie, who had tragically passed away in a car accident on March 1st. People were sharing their memories, their love, and their pain. Everything was going smoothly, or at least that's how it seemed, until the moment came for Roger Bradley to speak. Now, here's where things took a turn. According to the program, Roger was scheduled to speak during the awards and presentation segment, a time when tributes and honors were being given. But when he stood up and walked towards the podium, the unexpected happened. The pastor, Reverend Dr. Blakely Scott, suddenly stopped him. His words were clear and firm. Let the people who are on the program make their remarks. Roger was stunned. He responded immediately, saying, I am on the program to speak. I'm on there twice, actually. Can I speak? But instead of receiving a simple yes, he was told no. Can you imagine? A close friend listed in the program being denied the chance to share his memories. This wasn't just shocking, it was humiliating. And here's the craziest part. The pastor didn't even bother to check the program. Roger was left standing there, waiting for an explanation, but none came. People in the audience whispered, confused about what was happening. Some frowned, others shook their heads. Roger had no choice but to return to his seat, his voice silenced and his heart heavy with disappointment. As soon as the memorial service ended, the internet exploded with reactions. People who had watched the live stream couldn't believe what had just happened. How could a close friend of Angie, someone whose name was clearly listed in the program, be denied the right to speak? The discussion spread like wildfire, and within hours, social media was flooded with comments, debates, and heated arguments. Some supported the pastor, while others were furious at how Roger Bradley was treated. One comment read, "The man going back and forth with the pastor was uncalled for." Another person argued, "The pastor asked 3 times where Roger's name was in the program. Why didn't he just point it out right there?" But this is where it gets interesting. A woman named Dr. Layla Elizabeth Washington, a well-known community member, stepped in. She posted a screenshot of the program proving that Roger's name was in fact listed twice, though with a misspelling. This single post changed everything. Suddenly, the conversation shifted. People started questioning the pastor's decision. Some said, if Roger's name was in the program, why wasn't he allowed to speak? Others felt that the pastor deliberately avoided checking the list. It was no longer just about a man being denied the mic. It had turned into a bigger issue. People started asking, was this a mistake or something personal? The tension grew stronger when more comments poured in. Someone wrote, Roger speaking could have been a part of his closure. That moment was taken away from him. Others felt the pastor should have handled it differently, saying this could have been resolved with one simple check of the program. But then things took an even wilder turn when an online rumor began to spread. Some people claimed that the pastor later apologized to Roger, though not publicly. And this is where things got even messier. There was no video evidence of any apology, no official statement from the church. Some believed the rumor, while others dismissed it as damage control. The internet was now completely divided. Was this just a misunderstanding, Or was there something deeper going on behind the scenes? While people debated online, Roger himself remained silent. He didn't post anything. He didn't respond to comments. He simply disappeared from the conversation. And that only added more fuel to the fire. Now your section is remaining. As the controversy continued to grow, more people started digging into the situation, trying to figure out what really happened that day. News outlets and bloggers picked up the story, each offering their own perspective. Some labeled it as a simple miscommunication, while others called it a deliberate act of disrespect. But here's the craziest part. People who had attended the memorial service in person started sharing their own versions of the incident, and suddenly, new details started emerging. One attendee claimed that when Roger stood up to speak, he was already on edge, as if he expected resistance. Another said the pastor's tone when addressing Roger was unnecessarily harsh, almost as if he didn't want him to speak at all. These firsthand accounts only made things more confusing. Was Roger singled out on purpose? Or was this all just an unfortunate misunderstanding that got blown out of proportion? Meanwhile, Angie Stone's family remained silent about the situation. They didn't release any official statements. They didn't address the controversy. Nothing. Some people saw this as a smart move, believing that the family simply wanted to avoid the drama. Others, however, saw it as suspicious. Why wouldn't they clear the air? If it was all just a misunderstanding, why not say so? And then, just when people thought the discussion was dying down, something unexpected happened. A well-known gospel singer who was also present at the memorial posted a cryptic message on social media. She wrote, "Some things are best left unsaid, but that doesn't mean they didn't happen." That one post sent the internet into a frenzy. People started speculating even more. Was she hinting at something bigger? Did she know something the public didn't? It was as if every new detail only made the situation more complicated instead of clearing things up. At this point, Roger Bradley was still silent. No interviews, no statements, nothing. Some saw his silence as classy, a sign that he didn't want to make things worse. But others believed it meant something else, that maybe, just maybe, he was hiding the real reason behind the pastor's refusal. But here's where destiny took an unexpected turn. Just when everyone thought Roger was going to stay quiet, he finally broke his silence. And what he revealed was something no one saw coming. Now your section is remaining. After days of silence, Roger Bradley finally spoke out, and what he revealed shocked everyone. Instead of going live or giving an interview, he chose to post a lengthy message on social media. The moment his statement dropped, people rushed to read it, hoping to finally get the truth behind what happened at Angie Stone's memorial. And let me tell you, this is where things got really messy. Roger started by addressing the pain and disappointment he felt at the memorial. He explained that he had been deeply hurt by being denied the chance to speak, especially since he had been a part of Angie's life for so many years. But then he said something no one expected. According to him, this wasn't just a mistake. He believed he was intentionally silenced. And the reason, that's where it gets even more shocking. Roger hinted that there was tension between him and certain people in Angie's circle, and that some individuals didn't want him to speak because they were afraid of what he might say. He didn't mention names, but he made it clear that this wasn't an accident. Someone wanted to keep him quiet. His words sent shockwaves through social media. Who was trying to silence him? And more importantly, why? People started digging even deeper, revisiting old interviews and social media posts, searching for clues about Roger's relationship with Angie and her family. Speculations ran wild. Some believed there had been past drama between Roger and Angie's close circle, while others thought he might have known something controversial that he was planning to reveal. And then, just when things couldn't get any crazier, another twist shook everyone to their core. A former associate of Angie Stone, Someone who had worked with her for years came forward with a cryptic message. They posted, "Roger wasn't the only one who was kept from speaking that day. There's more to this story than people realize." That one post changed everything. If Roger wasn't the only one stopped from speaking, then who else was silenced? And more importantly, why? At this point, the story had gone from a simple misunderstanding to something much darker and more mysterious. Was there a hidden truth about Angie Stone's life that someone didn't want getting out? Or was this all just a case of personal conflicts getting in the way of a public tribute? The controversy had reached a boiling point, and people demanded answers. But instead of things clearing up, another bombshell revelation was about to drop, one that would leave everyone speechless. Now your section is remaining.